What's up, it's CamelHorder101 here, and welcome to another Cartoon Network comic book review. And this time we're finally looking at the Super Secret Crisis War. It's finally been released this month, and I'm super excited. This is issue number 1. As you can see, the two main variants, cover A and cover B, make up a super sweet puzzle cover, or like a combo cover, whatever you want to call it. And it's super awesome. You got the heroes versus the villains, and the inside contents are exactly the same. You're just getting a different cover. And if you open it up and look at some other covers, which I think are in the back, actually, yeah, here they are. There's a really cool, the subscription variants of all 6 main issues. This is a 6-part arc. Each one is going to make a part of a bigger puzzle that's going to be 6 covers large. So I'm really hoping I could get all those covers. I haven't been able to snag the subscription cover for this first issue, but I hope I can get it sometime in the near future, as well as the rest of the subscription variants as they get released. So that's for the covers, and just from there it's like super epic and awesome. And we've seen crossover covers before, especially in the Dexter's Lab series, but I mean, nothing like this. Obviously, you got so many awesome big hitters for Cartoon Network, and I'm just really excited to see what the rest of this series has to offer. But let's talk about this issue. Let's flip a little bit through the pages and kind of talk about a little synopsis. And so basically, the villains of these Cartoon Network series is, we got Powerpuff Girls with Mojo Jojo, Dexter's Lab with Mandark, Samurai Jack has Aku Aku, and Ben 10 has Vilgax. And then you probably noticed Etta and Eddie on the cover. They were kind of, I don't want to say shoehorned in, but they were kind of tossed in, kind of like they weren't looking to destroy the Ed and Eddie universe, but they just kind of found it, and they're like, hey, let's destroy that, or let's rule that universe as well. And they steal Ed and Eddie too, because they prove themselves to be somewhat worthy fighters. So basically, this first issue is these 4 main villains trying to get all the heroes trapped in these containment pods that you could kind of see behind Mandark and Mojo, and I guess all the villains here, these green tubes. And later they start trapping them one by one. You see, you got Ben and Samurai Jack here, and the way they do this is by sending out robots into each of their worlds. And the cool thing is, they don't send out the robots from their own worlds. So I believe, I don't remember the exact, I guess I could flip through the pages again. They send Samurai Jack's robots into Dexter's world, and I think they send Samurai Jack's robots into Ben 10's world. Yeah, they do. And while they're fighting the different robots from the different worlds, they get sucked up by a vortex, and then they get teleported into those energy tubes. So the end of the issue ends with them all stuck, and the villains haven't really revealed their plan yet. I guess their plan is to conquer all the universes, but I don't think they've really established how they're gonna do that yet. And it's just the big highlight of this issue is just seeing the villains talk, because it's more the villains. Yes, there's those little action-packed scenes between the heroes and the robots that they send out, but the real highlight of the issue is seeing the dialogue between Aku and Vilgax, which are the 2 big ones. Mojo and Mandark are sort of the lackey villains, where they're treated with a little bit more disrespect because they don't have as much merit, they haven't done as many evil things, which, Mojo Jojo may be a little bit goofy, but he's definitely capable of evil things, and so is Mandark, despite the fact that, he's just a human, and he probably can't take all the, physical damage that, Aku or Vilgax can take. So, you see Mandark and Mojo getting mistreated by Aku and Vilgax, and then Aku and Vilgax are fighting amongst themselves as well. So you can see that there's a very loosely tied group of evil villains. So their downfall, I'm assuming, is probably going to be themselves just fighting with each other. And while all this is happening, while the robots are getting sent out, some robots get lost track of. And the cool thing that they're doing with this is there's a couple one-off issues that are going to be coming out later in the coming months. The first month, this month, what are we in? June. So June's issue is just issue number 1, but in July they're having issue number 2 and a one-off, which the one-off is going to be Johnny Bravo, and then there's going to be another one-off in the next month along with the next issue, and the one-offs, I believe, are Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and this isn't particular order or anything, but Cow and Chicken, Codename Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy, and Foster's Home. So that's 5, and that makes sense because it's a 6-issue arc, and the first issue doesn't come with any one-off. So I'm really excited to see how those issues play out, and how, especially, like, I want to see Billy and Mandy, and I want to see Cow and Chicken, because Cow and Chicken do not look like fighters to me, and I'd like to see how they handle the Vilgax and Aku drones. So another cool thing in this series, I guess, is they're having some really neat, like, interviews in the background, and this is more if you're into the production side. They talk a little bit about the artists and the writers, and, you know, their sketches and how they sort of developed the concepts for the Vilgax and Aku drones, and sort of how they brought all these worlds together and, you know, seamlessly melded them. And actually, here's a schedule. Completely forgot this was back here. So as you can see, first issue is already out, which is over here for June. Next is July, which is issue 2 plus the Johnny Bravo, and then, you know, 3 Billy and Mandy, and this is the actual order. So Candy is going to be last, and the Kids Next Door one should shape up to be really good too, because they're all about action and fighting. So. And then issue number 2, there's the cover artwork. It's also looking to be really cool, but I do want to get my hands on the subscription variant, like I mentioned earlier. And didn't mention at the beginning of the video, IDW, always $4, $4 a comic, at least for these Cartoon Network ones. And I know I say it every video, but in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, IDW stuff is $4, and they do say it, you know, on the comic. And I'll throw in any online links I can find of these, but you might be better off finding them if you have a local comic shop nearby. Maybe Barnes & Noble will have them. I'm not promising anything because they don't usually carry individual comics. They usually carry trades. And one last thing, and this is pretty much the only complaint I had about the issue, is when they're showing off the Edda and Eddie world and, like, Edda and Eddie fighting. If I could get to the exact page. They're going to get a crane or to, like, defeat this giant Powerpuff robot, and there is an adult over here, and you could totally see him. He has dialogue too. He's got one bubble of dialogue, and it's like, ooh, that's really cringeworthy, because if you're a big Edda and Eddie fan, you know that adults are never shown in their world, at least not, like, full body adults. And it's just kind of bothersome because, you know, this is sort of an homage to, you know, the Cartoon Network greats. And then they pull that and put an adult in the Edda and Eddie comic. I'm sure it was a fluke, but it could have been easily fixed by putting, like, Kevin in there messing with the crane, and he would just been like Dorks or something, and that would have been cool. Or just having no person there, and they would have just ran up to the crane and upright used it. So a lot of easy fixes for that. I don't know why they decided to put an adult there. It's probably just a quick thing that got looked over, and obviously I don't think, you know, the continuity of, like, adults existing is their number one priority. I think they just want to seamlessly kind of merge these worlds and characters together, and, you know, it's been pretty well so far. That's the only really gripe I had, and as you can see, I've been talking about it for a little bit now, so I am a little bit passionate about it. I mean, you sort of gotta keep the continuity of these worlds perfect if you're gonna pull this off. But anyway, just a small little blemish on the otherwise really good series. I still recommend picking it up as it comes out. I mean, the trade would come out sometime, like, next year if there's still, like, 6 more months or 5 more months to go. So I wouldn't wait that long because this is shaping up to be a really cool series. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Camera Hoarder 101 out.